What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. I got my co-host Lisa Florenza here, and we are going to talk about the pros and cons of AI, artificial intelligence. And so, a lot of people are like kind of wary about artificial intelligence. When it comes to, people might think that it's going to take some jobs away from them or, and maybe a lot of different other things. So, and when you think about artificial intelligence, at least I do, the first person I think about is this guy right here, Elon Musk. He is really, he's like on the forefront when it comes to artificial intelligence. He has some things going on. I don't know if you heard of or not before we get into the content and everything about some type of chip or something that he's developing that he can put in people. In that, I don't know. I haven't done any research, but that seems like
I wouldn't be surprised, Mike.
Yeah.
There are so many things on the forefront. Fintech and health tech. It's wonderful and scary as heck.
Yeah. It is. It is. So that's why I thought that it would be, for us to do this pros and cons, maybe kind of like maybe we can alleviate some people's fears or maybe give them some advice as far as like how they should approach, because I mean, it's coming, it's here as a matter of fact. So, yeah. So.
It is here. It's been here for a while. And, I'll be honest. So in my writing, I use a tool that's called Grammarly. I'm not here to, I'm not an affiliate. I'm not here to hawk it, but I use that in my writing because it helps me with my, grammar and mistakes and things of that nature. But what I didn't realize, I thought, wow, Grammarly is such a great tool. But what really is going on there is a component of AI, artificial intelligence. Yeah. So I've been using Grammarly for like 7 years. Well, Grammarly has upped its game, with the AI. Now AI is more mainstream. I've personally been using ChatGPT now for a little over a year and a half. Just because for me, as a writer, as a content creator, as a researcher, it helps me streamline my ideas. So it is, I had a girlfriend that said to me, Lisa, it's dumbing us down. Well, isn't social media, isn't not reading, isn't television, what isn't dumbing us down? You can use it for good or you could use it for bad, as with anything, right, Mike? So
right. Exactly.
I just choose to use it in a way that helps my thoughts and helps me with writer's block, to be honestly.
Exactly. That's good for that. Yeah. Yeah. I just started using Chat GPT probably about a couple months ago. And you're right, like it'll help you with content. Like it's almost having like a back and forth dialogue. Like with a friend, sometimes another person may not be available, and you can use those type of apps or artificial intelligence as a back and forth dialogue. And it's
absolutely. Yeah. And I don't want to get ahead of the show, but again, it can be used in a great way and it can be used for bad. So if you're a good person, hopefully you use it for good stuff. And if you're not a good person, you're going to find every opportunity to scam people with it or to do not so nice things with it. And we're seeing that too.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So let's get into some of the pros of it. And first on the list is increased efficiency and productivity. And so, let's speak to the increased, efficiency.
Well, like you were saying, Mike, that helps you get your, like if you're not able to speak to someone about a back and forth, you can actually put that dialogue in back and forth with ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools. It does help you get your juices flowing. You have to make sure that the information is correct, but it helps, like I said, it helps me, streamline my ideas and the content I want to deliver.
Yeah. And also, and next, as far as a pro is improved decision making. And, now with the, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, well, basically, like you said, it brings up, maybe bits of information that we're not aware of, that we forgot about, and puts it in a easily digestible format if that's what you tell it to do.
Right. Yeah, and I think, like I said, it's good for going a back and forth dialogue. You don't want to use it word for word because you still want to be, authentic and true to yourself. So I think, like I said, it's like a back and forth dialogue, and it, like you said, and it'll give you some different options or different ways of looking at, whatever the topic is that you're researching.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not meant to replace your own secret sauce. You have to make sure that the information is accurate. Do your own fact checking, but I use it to add my own secret sauce to, fact check it and put your own strawberries and cherries on top that make it from you.
Right. And I think that's one thing that AI, I don't think that it can duplicate like our creativity, so that's one thing that I think that people shouldn't worry about. But let me see. But it does say innovative and creativity, but I think it's a limit to the creativity that these apps, in my opinion, can bring. But I don't know. That remains.
No, I think that's a very valid point. I mean, like I said, earlier in the show when my friend said, "Isn't it dumbing us down?" Well, maybe. But here's the thing: I can't draw my way out of a paper bag. I mean, if you want some stick figures, I'm your gal. Okay, but it has allowed me to be able to draw or create some really cool things that started in here. So. That's the thing that people need to remember about ChatGPT is the prompts. You tell it what you want it to create, and it comes back and helps you get there. Maybe faster, maybe, with the training wheels off, but then you're able to take that idea or that graphic and make it more of your own. And that's what I think it's allowed me to do, is be able to draw instead of, hiring someone or waiting for them to be able to work me into their schedule. It's allowed me to be able to create graphics and create graphs and things of that nature that I literally would have to be waiting on someone else's schedule to do for me.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's good. All right. And so progress in difficult fields can help tackle complex problems, and science and medicine and engineering is concerned. So that is another pro.
Yeah. I mean, from what I understand, the first couple of versions of ChatGPT were basically fed everything from like the last 20 years, with the exception of like 2020 through now. Okay. So that's what in the research that I've read, I said that's what was feeding into it. When they have these focus groups of people wanting to put information into this mind of AI, that's what they're doing. And so now it has gotten so fast at absorbing information. And that's probably the sci-fi scary part of it, that I read in another couple of AI based, technological reports, that it is absorbing information so quickly that it's going to run out of new information in the next 3 to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So it is already, it's already learned everything before 2020, that has already been in the world, right? So if you think of old school encyclopedias and things of that nature, ChatGPT has learned the basics, if not all the nuances of information up to this point.
Oh, wow.
So it's mind-blowing. You can tell it to go find you some scientific reports based on 1960s sugar intake and consumption, and it will find those reports that were written by actual doctors. And if you tell it to give you resources, it will give you those resources that you can fact check on your own. But it's even getting to the point, Mike, where, for example, it will fact check itself.
Wow.
And that's a little, it's a little disturbing. But if you're a creator, it's very helpful to streamline, you know, even for day-to-day stuff, even for the average housewife who says, I want to have better time management skills. It will create a time management, you know, chart for you.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. I might, you know, use it for that.
I mean, you didn't strike me as a housewife type, Mike, but
no, well, for time management.
I got you.
All right. Okay, so let's get into some of the cons. And I know like people are worried about this job replacement. You know, that's a fear that AI might have. I mean, well, people might have about AI, but I just go back to my point of creativity. I just don't feel like it will be able to create, you know, have that creativity. I think it's a tool, just like the encyclopedias, you know, but only faster, you know what I mean? With like you said, with a broader base of knowledge. So I think it'll just, I'm thinking, or I'm hoping that it will cause people to be more creative, because like when you get exposed to new ideas, that may spark some, you know, some type of creativity within the person that's, you know. So I think people will get used to it and start using it for you know, to be more creative.
I agree. I agree, Mike. I agree that it's a tool, just like anything else, like a cell phone or, you know, a word processing platform. It's a tool. I mean, you can be completely dependent on that tool, or you can use it to spark your creativity. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, and so the next con is saying ethical biases. AI systems trained on biases data can perpetuate, discriminate, unfair treatment. And I didn't know about this kind of stuff, but
you know,
I guess the downside to everything.
I wasn't you know, I found that one really interesting as well. You know, obviously it's machine driven, right? So unless you give that machine, you know, the machine can't feel, the machine can't, you know, act, the machine, you know, it's not a human being, so it can only give you what it's been fed. And you know, I really haven't dove in, you know, I haven't dove into that part so meticulously into ChatGPT or the other AI tools to see that personally, but that doesn't mean it isn't there, like you said, like with everything else. You know, as a tool, you just have to be the one smarter, I guess, to weed out anything that you find is not, you know, congruent or in line with what your thoughts or your morals or your beliefs are.
That's a good point. That's an excellent point right there. I like that. Yeah. Okay. So the next con is privacy concerns. I know, you know, this will probably get a lot of people like privacy concerns. So what's your advice for AI and privacy concerns?
Well, I gotta say, Mike, if you have a social security number in the United States of America, your privacy was gone from the day you were born. And, you know, I'm not going to unlock any, you know, I'm not a political person and I do have my own opinions on that. But basically, if you own a business, if you gave birth to a child and that child has a social security number or, you know, any type of ID, and you file taxes as either an individual or a business, your privacy is already gone. So, you know, we're in the day and age where you are getting, you know, people are getting hacked, or corporations and hospitals and things of that nature, data mining companies, they are getting hacked. As long as you have a Facebook account, a Snapchat, a TikTok, I hate to say it, even a YouTube account, your information is out there. It is not private. The best that you could do is keep track of where that information is and who, if anybody new gets a hold of it. Like that's the only thing you can do. So yes, you know, if I put into ChatGPT or an AI tool, create a wonderful promotion because I want to sell my house, and I give the, general location of my house. Well, now ChatGPT has taken that general information and put it in their little coffers because they're going to use that information for someone else to keep up, show me the, houses for sale in this demographic, and boom, there's going to be maybe my address or a picture of my house or something of that. But, again, to not be alarmed, go to Google Earth and put your address in Google Earth.
Yeah.
So, for people to get too worried about their privacy, you don't have any. I hate to say it to you. You just don't.
Yeah, that's been gone. Like you said, it's been gone a while. All right. So the next con is lack of explainability. Complex AI algorithms can be difficult to understand, make it challenging to explain. So.
And that's really based on, in my opinion, okay, I'm not an AI expert in any means. Like I said, I've been only using the tool for a little less than a year and a half, regularly. But the forums and the ChatGPT and the AI expert newsletters and things that I read, again, that just comes down to what it's being fed and where that information, like who fed it. Did the American Medical Association have a beta test where they fed all their reports into ChatGPT? You know what I mean? Like, so in my opinion, who's feeding this brain, this tech brain, all the information? And is that information even accurate? Or was that, information manipulated in any other way before it was fed into ChatGPT? Does that make sense?
Right. Oh yeah. That's just like what is that website you can go to look up people, but like some of the information on this website is not even accurate. I forgot what it, Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yes. Like, so they say like somebody else can go into Wikipedia and change information about me, and that information will stay public, but the information may not be true. So yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah,
that is correct. Wikipedia operates. It used to, as far as I know, because I know that back in the day I was asked to contribute to Wikipedia, and that just goes to show you, to your point, humans, if not machines, are feeding or are obtaining that information that was fed by us into that system. So how, like you said, how accurate is it? I don't know. I can't answer to that. That's why you fact check.
Right, yeah. It's a good idea to fact check. Okay, and so the last con that we have here is over reliance on AI. Yeah. So let me see. It says dependence on AI for tasks can lead to a decline in critical thinking. And you said that earlier.
Yeah, I did. Well, honestly, look at what social media has done.
Yeah.
So, love it or hate it, whatever. You can't drive in your car and not see someone on their phone. You can't drive in a car and see someone walking across the street with their head buried. So what kind of critical thinking is going on when you're trying to walk across a busy street and your head is right here? You are not being critical thinker looking around you. So yes, in that sense, as my friend said, don't you think it's going to dumb us down? Don't you think? And again, it can be used for good. It can be used not for good. I don't, when I'm in a, brain dead situation where I have a deadline, I can only like put a couple of prompts in there, and it actually gives me something that I can go, oh my gosh, like you were saying earlier, sparks your creativity and gets your mental juices flowing. Use it for that. Use it for positive results in your life. But with anything else, yeah, absolutely. If people become over-reliant on having a machine telling them facts, then of course it's going to dumb us down. And critical thinking skills are already a problem.
Right. Yeah. I think that, because I remember, years ago, before these cell phones became available, like we used to remember like all the important numbers of people, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles. You know what I mean? We used to keep those numbers in our head, and now, you know, we store them in a phone. But for some reason, I don't think that our critical thinking skills are being, you know, diminished. I still think I have a pretty good memory.
Well, lucky you.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part that, you know, yeah, I think, you know, you talk to certain scientists and all that stuff, and they do say that certain technological advances have hurt our critical thinking skills. And I get that. And you're right. You know, back in the day, we had to, you know, walk to our friend's house, remember their address, remember the street, remember how we got there, remember their phone number in our phone, you know, in our mind, because we didn't have a cell phone to put those things in. And yeah, we might be dating ourselves, but the fact is that, you know, resourcefulness is something that goes along with critical thinking. If you're in an emergency situation or a, you know, a crisis situation, you want to be able to think on your feet and not panic. And that's part of critical thinking, I think, and that's part of problem solving skills. And, you know, if you think that AI can replace that inside of you, then that, you know, maybe you're lacking in that already, or maybe you need to be aware of your dependence on AI and all the other technological advances, social media, you know, things of that nature. If you feel that that is something that you are preoccupied with, you know, like you said, it can be used for good and it can be used not for good. And I think critical thinking skills are just super, super important in any situation.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. All right. So those were the pros and the cons. So before we get out of here, I just want to ask you, like, so should people be afraid of AI?
Okay, from my opinion, I don't think people should be afraid of embracing new technology unless they're absolutely adverse to any new technology. And I'm talking about maybe people who don't have laptops, they don't give a crap about social media, then you are way better off than everybody else. Don't, you know, you don't want to be part of that tech revolution. Don't join AI. Don't figure out what it's, but if you are a creative person, if you need help with your writing, if you need help with the research, if you need help organizing, and maybe, like you said earlier, maybe there isn't anybody around to bounce those things with, then I would definitely look into AI. If it serves your purposes and you can use it in a way that helps you, absolutely embrace it. But if you're going to be worried about it taking over or taking your identity or whatever, like I said earlier, if you have a credit card, if you have a social security in the United States, you have already been hacked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, so with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you are you know, if you like, you also welcome to contribute to the Cash App, support the channel. We have also, you can go to urbanplatformfashion.com, check out the merch. We have hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts. Also, we have short sleeve t-shirts. And I am going to, let me see. I want to post your website up here, Lisa, so we can start to, you know, I want to start to drive people to your website so they can pick up some of your merch. I like the merch. I really like your merch. Yeah,
I appreciate that, Mike. Like I said in our last show, I created that merch with of AI. Even if you buy nothing off my site, you know, drop a comment and let me know if you even like some of the designs. You know, that's what I did because I can't draw.
Yeah, but I mean, I
want to see crayons on that.
I would not have known that if you didn't, you know, if you didn't tell me that, I would not have known. It looks professional. It really does.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, and people, please, we appreciate you giving Mike some feedback on these shows on Money Mondays. Are they helpful to you? Are you finding any nuggets of inspiration or education in there? We are making this content for you. So please support the channel, and thank you ever so much for having us be a part of your day.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, absolutely. And yeah, with that being said, we are going to be out of here, and we will see you all on the next episode.